I want to share something with you, and I think it might be sensitive for a lot of you, but I want you to hear me out because the words that I heard prompted me to think differently about a certain situation. The words were, "You're not getting any younger." And it stung, it hurt. The person who said them, though, was not being mean and they were not being callous. They were actually being kind. And I want to explain this because I went through a certain process. Normally, when people have said, "You're not getting any younger," I really have shook that off. Like, it didn't bother me. It was like, oh, well, I am young. I still look young. I still act young. I still feel young. I've got plenty of time. I'm, full of energy and life, and I've got a great metabolism, and everything's great. And I'm making progress in A, B, C, D areas, right? But there were things that I still didn't accomplish that almost felt like they were weighing on me, right? And you might have something like that too in your life, where it's like this debt to yourself, where you should be doing this thing, you should have attained this goal, and you can feel the clock ticking inside of you. It could be your biological clock, but it might just be the clock of time, because the truth is, we're not getting any younger. I mean, number one, I can bring up an example of when I was offered a job in London. I was offered this job, and I said out of my mouth, if I was 25, I would take that job. Because at 25, I had different priorities. At 25, I was on an adventure. But at the stage of life I was when I was offered this job in London, I was being really intentional about staying closer connected to family. And relationships at home were very important to me. And I wanted to make sure that I made more regular visits to see people. Even if they were brief visits, I made regular visits. So I think that we put self-imposed deadlines and regulations inside of ourselves because we know we don't want to be doing certain things past a certain age. So like, you might want kids, but inside of yourself, unconsciously, subconsciously, you don't want to have kids kids in your house, little kids, past age 60 or 55 or 45. So we have these timelines inside of us where I think we clinically, biologically, mentally say no more. I'm done, or it's too late. And I think that for all of us, we think about what we're too late for. On one hand, I wanted to respond to this person when they said, "You're not getting any younger," with, "It's never too late." But I knew inside of myself that wasn't true. Not because I can't have great expectations for things, not because there aren't people who are of a certain age that don't attain these big dreams that I have. It's that we chronologically prioritize differently. Everybody's different, right? Everyone's different. But there are certain things that we do not want to be doing in our, say, 70s that we're doing now. So even if biologically I'm a medical marvel, there are things that inside of me, in my mind, I will prevent from happening because I will decide that's not what I should be doing. It doesn't align with my life path. So that's why the words, "You're not getting any younger," were really a kindness to me, because I have certain goals and I have certain things that I need to accomplish and that I have to start now. Not in a sense of obligation, but in a sense of momentum and participation and progress. And so I decided when they said that thing to me that it's important for me to seize the day, today, to make this moment count. And I wanted to share with you a note about not procrastinating and simply doing, because when we take that action step, it creates momentum. And that momentum leads to successive steps that energize us, that keep us youthful, no matter what our chronological age is. And I, for one, am ready to see some big things happen. So I just wanted to encourage you that no matter where you are in your stage of life or development, there are certain things that, because of where we are individually at, because of what we think is right, and again, your mind can change, we all reach a time in our life where we've seen too much. We know too much. You might know somebody who's experienced a lot of disappointment in their life. And because of that disappointment, it's really hard to get them motivated again in certain areas. I say, number one, don't quit. Don't quit on anybody. Don't quit on anything. Number two, you might be an encouragement to that person who feels like it's too late. And number three, know this for yourself. Allow those people in your life who have said, it's too late for my dream, to remind you that you've got to stay on it. You've got to take action steps every day. There are different ways to approach different dreams and goals, but don't allow yourself the luxury of denial, which says, oh, I'll get to that tomorrow. Oh, eventually I'll work on that. Let me see if I have this note, because I took this note down, but I have to decide to do the inner work in me to get me to break out of my ingrained ways that are holding me back from progressing. That is what it's going to take for most of us. It's not about anybody else's rules. It's about the rule that we have for ourselves. So seize the day today. Write down what you need to accomplish. Write down the ideas that are swirling around in your head. Decide that you're going to take an action step, because chronologically, biologically, and psychologically, or physiologically, psychologically, I think is the right word, we are not getting any younger, and we know the time is ticking. And I've been so blessed with older friends in my life and older relationships, people who are twice my age, who have given me perspective. I remember mentoring some 20-somethings, and I told them this. I said, a lot of people will tell you when you're in college and right after college that you have all the time in the world. And this was this was like close to a decade ago. I want to say it was more like 7 years ago. And I told them, I said, the truth is that's not true for you. You don't have all the time in the world. Even though we're living a lot longer, the world is racing so much faster. Time is going so fast. And if we live our lives thinking we have more time, then we tend to put off things that we should start today. And so I want to enjoy life. I want to be in a rhythm and a flow and not try to figure everything out and be spontaneous and be fun. But I also want to be aware and current that time is this precious gift that we can never get back. And I keep hearing those words by wise men and wise women in my life who have lived longer than me and know a lot more about time than I do. So again, this was not a bad thing. This was a good thing that arrested me. It caught my attention. We don't have all the time in the world. And in the blink of an eye, we'll be older than we thought we would be at a certain stage of life to attain a certain goal. So I'm here to say, I'm holding myself accountable by making this video, but I'm encouraging anybody who needed to hear this today. Do not get discouraged by how much time has passed, but do something today that is going to change your momentum by taking an action step, calling a friend, asking for help, taking a class, starting that business venture, founding the company, meeting new people, going out with someone kind, meeting them online, or whatever it is that you need to do to make the connections that you need for what will be the future, which starts today. So I hope this helped somebody. I know it helped me to say it out loud. I'll talk to you soon.